Good morning, good morning, good morning, family. We appreciate you joining us today. We have a very special guest with us. We have one of our not only rock star students, but she is our enrollment director with TCA, Tasha. She's done some amazing things, going through hundreds and hundreds of applications for new students in the program, as well as over 35 deals. Over 35 deals she's done in less than a year.
Yes, and Tasha has heard it all. I mean, she's talked to so many students that have had fears, had challenges, obstacles, and their big whys of why they wanted to get into mobile home investing. So if you're relating, if you're on the fence, this is a perfect video for you. But before we get started, you know what to do. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're brand new to the channel, and give us a like on this video, guys. We really want to know if this is value to you guys, and we want to make sure to give you the information that you need. So
we also want to know, we like to make this as interactive as possible. Go ahead and drop your biggest win for the past week. I want to know your biggest win when it comes to mobile home investing, no matter if it's small or big. Comment below.
It could be just finding our channel. That could be a big win for you, or discovering this niche, but we want to hear from you. We'll bring you your comments on. But without further ado, we have Miss Tasha. Welcome to the channel.
Good morning, Tasha.
Hello, good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning. We are so excited to have you on the channel, and just to collaborate and talk about a lot of the things that you hear and you face as well, becoming a new mobile home investor. You know how it is when you're on the fence, when you're brand new, you don't know what to expect. So we definitely wanted to pick your brain on that.
First and foremost, how are you feeling today?
Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Every day is a good day. I'm always feeling that. Yeah.
Love
You've done some amazing things, man. How has your experience been with the TCA, not only as a director, enrollment director, but as a student as well?
It's been great. It's been great. It's a combination of a lot of things, like seeing our team grow, being able to have this success, and then working with you guys. You guys pour a lot into us on and the field. So it's been great. Really good.
I love it.
Forever.
Love it. And for those of you guys that don't know, Tasha is in partnership with, I know you guys have seen Jasmine on our channel. We just had John on our channel. They've done over 35 deals in the past year. Amazing stuff. They're really rocking their business. So not only is she helping other students get started, she's also taking a piece of the pie and getting some mobile home deals under her belt too. So
absolutely. So let's get into a couple comments here as always, see what we got going on. Charity, hey TCA fam,
hello,
what's going on? Peace and love, Samara and Jay.
Absolutely, thank you.
Dawn coming in from California.
Up the street in Cali, let's
go. Good morning, what's going on? A-Dream, good morning from Atlanta. Good morning. Good morning. Charity says she closed her first deal this past weekend. Congratulations.
I love it. Yes, that's a huge win. Congratulations. Yes. Celebrate that one.
Dawn says, I found your channel the past week. That's a huge win. Karina says, finding mobile homes around my area and planning to visit.
Perfect. Taking action.
Get into one more for a second, or two more. Hey, Jay and Samara, I spoke to 2 park managers yesterday.
That takes courage.
Great win.
Courage, yeah.
And then it looks like we got Coach Boyd in here as well. Yo, Tasha just locked in 2 double wides for a wholesale win of the week. Great job.
Great job. 2 deals. That's what our coaches do, man. They want to teach y'all how to do it too.
Yeah.
Perfect. So jumping right in, we just wanted to talk about some of the challenges that you hear and that you face yourself before actually getting started with mobile home investing. So maybe being on the fence, watching other people's success, but just not knowing, what to expect jumping in and just having some fear. So from your experience, what are the most common fears that you hear, especially from new students before they get started?
I would say, so there's a couple. To narrow it down, one of the fears I would say is just knowing if it's doable in your area, because we don't have the full understanding. So we don't really notice how many mobile homes are around. So we just say, is it doable in my area? And then I think a lot of us have gone through a course or have tried to take steps, something similar, and it just didn't work out. Burnt or just connected with the wrong people, and just a little skeptical, like, is this one of those again? I think that's one of the biggest challenges.
Yeah, no, we've been there. I mean,
Yeah.
our very first mentors scammed us out of $30,000. So we had a lot of that head trash too, because we had tried things and it just didn't work out. But a lot of that, we had to kind of take on ourselves, you know?
So how we dealt with it is really just kind of like learning our way out of it, not quitting, but putting ourselves in the right position to obtain more and more information to get to, that promised land. What would you say? What's the how? Like, how do you get people out of this mindset that they have when it comes to just maybe being scammed before?
I think I just have to relate it back to myself and what helped for us. And just, if we stayed in that place, in that dark space, like everyone's out to get us, we would have never found this opportunity. So whether it be this opportunity or just others, you have to figure out what it was and then get over it and keep looking. You can't just stay stagnant, period.
What was your why? I know we like to focus on our why, and we say, hey, lead with your why. With everything, there's going to be obstacles coming up. There's going to be still fears each step of the way. But what's your why? What's pushing you so hard?
Why not? I mean, why not? No, and then, a couple other things. I'm a horrible employee. I hated that 9 to 5, that routine. I hated my son seeing me like, gotta go, come on, you gotta get to the bus, gotta do that. I didn't like that. So just my freedom, my flexibility, that was my why and my drive. Like, I gotta make this work. If not this, something, but I gotta keep trucking. Why not? Worst case, I'm back at a job. I mean, I was already there, so why not?
I love it. I love it. And that's the biggest core that we find for so many people is it's freedom of your time and control of your time. Because, that's the most limited resource we have. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have that time to do with what you want to do with your time, it really doesn't matter. So that's huge. And I think just being able to be a part of this, how has that really impacted you and how have you been able to kind of step into that why?
So once you taste it and you taste like that freedom and that flexibility, that pushes your why even more. My days are so long. I'm trying to figure out things to do because I just have so much flex, so much time, so much energy. You'd be amazed how much energy you have when you have your time. So that influences my why a lot.
I love that.
And the times that we're living in with the whole coronavirus and a lot of jobs then shut down. You actually started with us when you were working a full-time job. You got laid off. So what about those students that are coming in? Hey, I just lost my job, or I'm low on funds. Like, what are you telling them?
You got to take that leap. You got to take that leap of faith. We've all kind of been there. And another thing too, timing is never going to add up. You can wait for that perfect time when you have the money in your account, everything, and then something else happens. So you got to just take that leap of faith and just give it your all. That's with anything. That's all you can do.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I think it's really about, believing in yourself and building up that mindset that, hey, I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to trust that I'm going to follow through with this commitment. And, as long as you have the blueprint, you have guidance, you can see that it works, you can do it too. It's just a matter of you believing in yourself that it can be done. So we want to go back to a few more comments, see what other people are saying on here. If you didn't hear, drop your wins down below. We want to see what your biggest win for the past week was. We want to give you some recognition and some kudos for that. Where are we at, Jay?
Right here. So it looks like Lisa says, good morning. She's super excited to be here. We are super excited to have you here. There's so many coming in. Let's see what else we can get. Jacksonville, Florida. My biggest win is deciding to join your academy and taking action. Welcome to the family. And
welcome.
Brandon says, I've been seeing her name, so now we see who she is. Where's Tavius? LOL. Just locked in 2 double Ys. We got that. Salute to you. We will be bringing Tavius around here as well. Hi, here to learn more about joining the community.
Yes.
We will have a link below this video for you to join our family whenever you feel the time is right. Chicago on board. I love it.
Welcome, Chi-Town.
Yes, following you for a while. First live chat, Grand Rapids,
Welcome.
Michigan. Man, there's so many people. We got California in here, Florida. Man, keep them coming, guys. And then let's get to one more. Congratulations won your first win, many more to come. Oh man,
Yes,
we love it.
absolutely,
We love it.
Absolutely. So we know there's a lot of head trash. There's a lot of things before we actually jump into this and get started. But let's just talk about once we actually make the commitment. Yeah. Once we actually say, I'm taking that leap of faith, there's a whole nother set of challenges that come with that. So, can you name some challenges? Let's talk about like the first 30 to 60 days when you're getting started.
I know for us, it was, man, like we just lost all this money in this real estate deal. We got a huge opportunity with a burnout fix and flip we were working on. We're still waiting on money to come in. So that first 30 to 60 days, we didn't see any traction at all. It took us 3 months to close our first deal. So we were dealing with a lot of head trash stories. We were telling ourselves, this doesn't work. I don't have a lot of time. And that money is just going to hold me back. But what do you feel like? What were some challenges you faced 30 to 60 days in? And then what are some of the challenges that you see some of the students face as well?
So I think one thing that really helped us out is we have you guys. You guys didn't have you to help you. So when you have two couples that have done it and they laid like a pretty solid path, as far as being able to get things done, that wasn't a challenge. I think this is new. Like being an entrepreneur, taking a leap out on starting your own business is new. And a lot of people are scared of it. So when you tell your friends and your family and you're excited and they kind of don't have that same confidence to take that leap, they're going to down talk it, And then when you have your friends in your closest circle kind of discouraging what you were so passionate about, that head trash kind of gets it into your head. You're like, can I really do this? They made a good point. And when your family doesn't have your support, that really can like get into your head. So I said that was one. But then when we closed that first deal in 3 weeks, bypass that. But I think that's one thing that happened with us, and a lot of people are going to see. Another thing too, you see so much success. I would say this for a student, maybe you see everyone else just closing deals, and you kind of think like, well, maybe how come I'm not getting that same success? And I think it just comes down to you can't just sit back. You can't. If you're given, this opportunity, you got to run with it. And that's why a lot of the students that I see, and they enroll one day and the next day they're like, hey, I'm having, I'm doing this or I'm doing that, or I see it on their Facebook. And I'm like, you enrolled 2 hours ago. But that, you can't stop. You can't, it's like a rolling train. The minute you stop and you sit back, you're going to start thinking about crazy stuff. You just got to keep going.
I'm so happy you said that, when you're mentioning seeing other people's success. We were actually talking to one of the students that you brought onto the family yesterday, and we told them like, hey, when we get on these calls, when it's us, it's the coaches, it's your peers, and we're actually on video, you can see everybody's faces and you're hearing people get success, whether it's a small win or a big win. You're not going to want to be that person when we put on the opportunity seat. Hey, it's on you to talk. And you're just stagnant. You're not making progress, right?
Yeah, and there is other students that they're doing everything. They're working so hard. They're putting all the time, their effort and time in, and it just takes time. You cannot compare your journey to anybody else's. If you're putting in the work, if you're dedicated, you're committed. You just have to have faith and trust in the process. And I see that happen with a lot of people. There's some people that they join the program, they get their first deal within the first week, they make a lot of money. Like we had Kim the other day.
Oh man,
$8,500 in her very first week in the program. And people are like, man, that's great for Kim. But maybe they're looking at themselves like, well, what am I doing wrong? Everybody's journey is different, but you got to trust the process and you got to be willing to have the faith and, like you said, have the patience to allow the process to work.
And a lot of students, they're still employed. They're working full time, maybe 40 to 50 hours a week. All of you guys, you, Jasmine, John, you guys are all working full-time jobs. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with that lack of time?
So time is something that you kind of can create and you have control over. I feel, if I have time to be on Facebook or Instagram for 30 minutes, I have time for some other stuff, So I think just prioritizing your time is big, but that's another thing that you guys help out with, with the weekly action items, the accountability meetings. When you, like you said, when you get on those calls and you don't have nothing to bring to the table, you start thinking about, man, maybe I shouldn't have did that. I need to start, prioritizing my time. I need to start putting in more action. So I think the job, you're not, unless you're at that job 24 hours a day, you have some time.
And this is this is off subject, but you're basically saying finding a way to make time. And I got to give a shout out to one of our students. I don't know if he's on right now, but Louis came on the call yesterday. I've never seen this before. You know how we have the videos on. This man was at the gym on a treadmill, still locked in and loaded with his mask on. So salute to you, Louis, if you're on right now, man.
Absolutely. And like you said, we have accountability in the program because of that. Because Coach Boyd will call you out.
Oh man, I'm afraid of Coach Boyd. I'm not gonna lie.
Coach Brandon will call you out
Yeah.
if you're trying to hide. There's nowhere to hide, because here's the thing. It's not for us. This is all for you. You're building your business for you and for your future and for your family's future. But it's easy to let some of that stuff hold you back. So we want to make sure that you're prioritizing your time, and in that time you're utilizing it to the best activities possible, the activities that are going to actually close deals and actually create money for your family and your household. So that's great, Tasha. It's about prioritizing your time and looking at where your time is going right now. Where can I replace some of those activities with things that are going to really push my business forward?
And then we'll get into a few of the comments again here. Susan says, I'm getting here in Florida. They don't want to deal with another investor. The age is 55. Communities are really hard to talk to. They don't want to be bothered. Man, I got to disagree with you a little bit, Susan, because most of our best deals are in 55 plus communities. And I know, Tasha, you got the first deal were in 55 plus. I'm going to let you kind of like respond to this one.
You know, I think with that, you just got to have all your ducks in a row. It's not impossible. It's not a challenge. I'm not 55 or plus, and you know, we get I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say that. You got to have all your stuff in order when you come across those homes.
Yeah, and it could be a lot about the approach of how you're speaking with these park managers. There's a way to speak with them that's really going to show them the value. And also, there's still people in those 55 plus communities that need to sell their home, that are motivated, and they need your help. So just because you're not 55, we teach in our program exactly how to kind of get around that. Sometimes, and we always tell all our students this too. Some park managers are as sweet as pie, and others are mean. They can be very devilish. So you never know. You could have just ran into a series of mean park managers, but there is still parks and there's still people that really need your help.
Yeah, and we always say, you know, regardless of who that park manager is, with the knowledge that we have, we're gonna get the deal done, whether you like us or you're kind of devilish. I don't care, because I have the knowledge and I know I have to serve this client. We're always going to get the deal done. So it just means you need to raise your skill sets up to get over that obstacle. So I love it. A Dream says self-education.
That's a win for the week. I love it.
I love it. Lisa says, my husband and I are getting into real estate and flipping homes. You are definitely confirmation that we got to be a yes for moving forward. Thank you all.
I love it. Love another couple getting into the business.
Yes. Rizma says, working at Amazon, I hate my job. Hope I landed in the right place being here.
Yes. And you know what? We've all been there. And so if it's a matter of you changing, okay, we realize there's a problem, but what do we need to shift in order to get to that next level? So we are happy to have you here. We want to show you the opportunity and all of the amazing results you can get with mobile home investing, but it's on you to make that shift in that choice.
Tasha, how did you deal with that? Those days where you didn't want to go into the job, you didn't want your son seeing you go into a job. Some days you just didn't want to go. How did you deal with that challenge?
You got to find what makes you happy. So there's Drake, Nice for What? I blast that song, and you know, you got it. It's all mental. So I would just play a good song, and just you got to get your mind right. Unless you're going to change it, then you got to change, you know, your attitude. So that's just got to tackle it.
Yeah. And find the opportunity that excites you enough to change it, you know? And until then, you got to have the right mindset walking in that door.
Yeah. We'll get into a few more comments. Good morning from Chicago.
All
Good morning.
Another Chicago.
Talking to my first property manager yesterday.
Let's go. I know that ain't easy. Congratulations.
We love it. City Shy, Jacksonville. Coach Gully's in here, locked up a 2010 single wide yesterday, and we'll be locking up my first land deal this week as well.
Amazing.
Coach Gully, I did get your email as well, so I will be providing some feedback on that. I'm actually looking to partner with you. You just don't know it yet. So we'll get into one or two more of these comments. Let's see here. Traveled to 3 states to check out parks and going to an auction this month. Guys, auctions. If you guys are not looking up your auctions in your state, in your county, you're doing yourself a disservice. There's a lot of opportunity.
A lot of deals from the auction
in there. Let's see what else. Coach Sessions here. Good morning, fam. San Antonio in the building. So let's get back into it. Let me go ahead and hide this. Let's see here. And then Tasha, we want to know this. What are some common traits of success? So I know you get questions from students that come in, like, what does it take to be successful in this niche, in your opinion?
Action. We're not going to know it all. Period. You know, half of the knowledge that you're going to learn is going to be through experiences. But in order to get there, you've got to just take action. Everything's laid out. So we just got to follow it. I know that was one of the biggest things when we first got started, because mobile home investing, it's so much different from what we're used to hearing about real estate. It's a whole different ball game. And at first I was trying to learn everything and watch the videos ahead to try to, and sometimes you got to just take action. Just do it.
I love it. I love it. And we always say imperfect action, because like you said, you're not going to know everything the first time you step into a mobile home, the first time you give your offer. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to feel weird. It's just, this is normal. This is something new. But the more that you take action, the more that you learn, you can take those lessons and kind of build on them. But just watching videos and being on YouTube and reading stuff, that only gets you so far. You're going to learn so much more by even just getting in your car and driving to the parks and getting out there in the field and talking to people. So that's huge. That's huge. It's about taking action. What else would you say, Jay?
Yeah, I would say a lot of people, they think the clarity comes from, let me just read this next book. Let me just watch all these YouTube videos. But clarity really comes from taking imperfect action and not being afraid to make mistakes. It's just that, you know, when you make those mistakes and you feel like you're out there alone, you don't have anybody to turn to, you don't have any peers, any coaches around you. That's where we see a lot of students actually fail, because they decide to quit. It's easier to quit than it is to just press forward. So I would encourage anyone, especially in that first 30 to 60 days, continue to take imperfect action, but also don't be afraid to ask questions, engage in any community or any network you're a part of until you get the answers to move forward.
Yeah. And another thing is, you know, we've talked this whole live about head trash and having the right mindset. And I think that's so important, because if you you're going to run into challenges. It's not an if, you're going to run into challenges. And it's all about your attitude and your mindset when you run into those challenges. How are we going to overcome? So Tasha, what do you think are some of the positive or the best mindset traits that really lead to success in this business?
I would say your self-talk. So when you say mindset traits, what do you mean by that?
I'm just, what are some, even habits or some positive things that you can do to build up your mindset that are going to help you overcome those challenges?
Specifically, what are some things that you did when Phoenix got shut down? There were some mindset things, there were some habits you had to establish to get yourself out of some of the head trash you had.
Yeah. With that, I had to just really understand what I can control and what I can't control. And then from that, what can I do that's going to make, me happy and kind of fix that. And then as far as like head trash, I think just positive talk. And sometimes it helps if you talk out loud, because if you say some bad stuff to yourself out loud, you're going to stop yourself. Just talking out loud, you may sound a little crazy, just mumble it, maybe, but just so you can hear what you're really saying and stop that. So whatever you think, it almost reflects, it almost comes out. So just having those positive thoughts, staying plugged into a positive community. I've been lucky that through it all been connected to you two, and you guys always have like uplifting spirit. So positive talk to yourself, staying connected to the surroundings that are positive, and then just stop trying to change things that you can't, and just work on the things that you can.
I love it.
Absolutely.
I
And I
love
think
that.
what you can control is just looking at your data. Sometimes you can't control that emotion that comes in. You can identify with it in a sense that, hey, I feel this type of way. I feel scared. I feel nervous. I feel bad because I didn't get this deal done. But you don't have that fear stunt you. You can literally look at your data. And this is why we talk to all of our students and really stress the idea of keeping track of your key performance indicators. Everything that you're doing each and every week, 80% of your time should be going to revenue generating activity anyway. So then when you're able to see, hey, I'm looking at the data, I didn't get out as much marketing as I should have. I can just tweak the data. I didn't talk to as many park managers as I should have. I didn't make X amount of connections with other investors or other real estate agents. You can just look at the data and tweak it versus letting the emotion come in and dictate how you're going to move the rest of the week, the rest of the month.
Absolutely. Because I'm going to just piggyback on that. When you are not necessarily seeing the results that you want, sometimes you just put it on you that you're a bad person, that you're not smart, that you're not good enough. And that's not the case. A lot of it is just, what have you been doing with your time? What activities have you done that actually are going to create a result? It's all a recipe. It's all a formula, but you have to know where your time is going and what you're putting out there to actually get the result back in. And so I love that, Tasha. Positive talk, like what are you saying to yourself? What you're putting out there is what you're going to get back. So if you're putting out negative, you're going to get negative back, and surrounding yourself with the right circle of influence, the people that are going to build you up, the people that are already positive, that are even doing better than you. We love surrounding ourselves with people that are steps ahead of us, because we don't want to be the smartest people in the room. We want to always be learning from somebody else that's a couple steps ahead. So how can you surround yourself with the right circle of influence? So I love that. That's great.
Surround yourself around people that are adding fuel to your fire at all times, and you're doing the same. We'll get into a couple more of these comments. Yo man is from Detroit. Thank you guys for everything, man. Absolutely. Thank you as well. Are you buying and holding, or are you buying and selling? What we're doing, we're really using no money strategies when we're just starting off. We're talking to that individual that just started. They're in their first year. We're really focused on building as much revenue as possible. So we really say lock down on the no money strategies to begin with. But then when those opportunities come to fix and flip or buy and hold, you can either leverage the revenue that your business has built or leverage other people's time or money in a network that you're a part of. You guys decided to actually wholesale your first few deals, right, Tasha?
Build up that capital first. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's a combination of things. And that's why we teach 5 different strategies so that you can maneuver, you can build the plan that you want and that it fits the goals that you're going towards. So we do a little bit of everything. Absolutely. To be honest.
Let's see. Let's get into a couple more. How to overcome this language issue. Most of the northern VA area are Spanish-speaking mobile home parks.
Yes. So I have one app for you. Google Translate is going to be your best friend. I know it's not always easy to do Google Translate, especially if you're over the phone. But what a lot of the times what we do is we actually ask them to text us or email us so we can go back and forth using Google Translate to kind of get that conversation going. And then the great thing about being locked into a community is we've got a lot of people that speak Spanish around us. So we tap into those people for sure.
Tayden is locked in. Espanol, habla Espanol.
You got
it. A great answer. Let's see. Tyrone says, just had my connection call yesterday and signed up for the master class. Can't wait to get started.
Congratulations, Tyrone. Welcome to the family, man. Get into that.
Get into a couple more. Susan said, do you have scripts to say to this community?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We do a lot of trainings on speaking with park managers because this is one of the most nerve-wracking things for a lot of people getting started. Like, how am I going to get out of the car and go talk to this person? What do I say? What do I not say? And so we give you scripts. We give you tons of training to make sure that when you're walking in with confidence and you're walking in and you know exactly how to build those relationships.
Were the scripts helpful for you guys just starting out?
Absolutely.
Yeah. She's one word.
Yes.
Mic drop.
Yeah, you don't know everything. So we had a guideline on what questions to ask, kind of how to introduce ourselves, especially with those park managers. So yes.
Absolutely. Cool. And then we'll get into one more. Coach Session closing out 2 homes this weekend. Only money needed was gas money. $9,000 profit.
Woohoo!
Strong arms.
Wow.
Let's
I
go.
like those.
Let's go. Let's go.
That's amazing, Coach. That's how you do it. That is how you do it. $9,000 profit in a week.
Yeah, that's a mic drop, man.
Love it. I love seeing that. That's great. Awesome, guys. Well, we hope you guys got value out of this conversation and this training. We hope that if you're on the fence, maybe this helped you just kind of think through this, recognize that there are fears, there are challenges that are going to come, but we're all facing them. And it takes you to overcome those fears and work past those fears to actually see success.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested in getting started on your journey, you can always start working with us. Apply using the link below. If you got value out of this video, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We got a ton of free training here available to you. And then Tasha, wrapping it up, any last words to the wise?
Samara kind of hit the nail on the head there. Like, we all kind of are going through the same thing. Just know you're not alone. And the success that you're seeing, those individuals, like with the testimonials and stuff, they had those same conversations with themselves. And just know if they could do it, you could do it too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It took Coach Session a few months just to get started.
Yeah,
so
just to get his first deal. And since then, he's been able to build up the momentum. He's really been able to serve other people. So it's about starting. So it's got to start. You can't, that's the big thing. It's like, you can't wait. You got to start, and then you got to work through those challenges. So thank you guys so much for staying on. Thank you, Tasha, for all of the insights and the advice and just sharing your experience. I know a lot of people got value out of it. So thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.